everyone, and welcome to episode 69 of my Guild Wars 2 Let's Play series, where it is currently raining in real life, and you might be able to hear that a bit, and it is currently raining a little bit in-game as I'm recording this during the Shadow of the Mad King Festival, as you can see, which I'm not highlighting today because last episode we completed the Battle of Claw Island, and now we are in the aftermath of that battle, where I'm going to begin progressing through the story on our Char Thief, a member of the Order of Whispers, where of course last episode we suffered a great defeat with the death of Tybalt Leftpaw. Let's go ahead, come down here to Special Ops. By decoding a complex pattern of obscure marks, you read the following message: all available operatives are recalled, effective immediately. Meet in Lion's Arch near the sewers exit in the Agra. And here we have this loading screen art for reconnaissance, and we can go ahead and just regroup with the Order Whispers and try to figure out what the next plan is moving forward, because with the fall of Claw Island, we are at risk of having Lion's Arch being overtaken by the Risen, because Claw Island was the primary line of defense for Lion's Arch. So we need to figure something out and potentially retake Claw Island and drive back the Risen, where we are now in Old Lion's Arch once again. Very cool area. But let's go ahead, come down here where we have these people.
Agent Real, is the Commodore aware of the situation?
He is, sir. The city's being evacuated in accordance with the Master of Whispers' plan.
Excellent. Now then, are we all assembled? Lightbringer, I've heard rumors that Tybalt Leftpaw is dead. Can you confirm?
You'd have been proud of his bravery, Preceptor. If he hadn't stood the line, we wouldn't have escaped.
Tybalt didn't think he had any courage, but he proved himself wrong in the end.
Tybalt's courage saved our lives, and your leadership brought us to safety. I'm in your debt, Lightbringer. If I can be of service, say the word.
I'll never forget Tybalt, but now duty calls. The Lion Guard is evacuating the populace, the Dermond Priory safeguards the harbor, and the Vigil musters at Fort Mariner.
Very well. We need more information. Each Lightbringer will patrol a section of the city for Zaitan's scouts.
I'll take Canal Ward. Undead will be coming out of the sea. If they're sending scouts, I'll find them there.
Good. We need a complete sweep, Lightbringers. Watch for anything strange, but stay alert for danger.
So it looks like the Risen have made their way into Lion's Arch.
We will be back soon. My necromantic servants have never been alive. Thus, they are immune to the ravages of war.
So let's go ahead and patrol each section in the Canal Ward.
Probably all dead at sea.
Fair point. Let's rough some people up, get their money, and then splits out ourselves.
So let's go ahead and deal with these undead. Where I can see some undead up there near the entrance to Lion's Arch from Gandharan Fields. But we have a very large group now. I thought it was just the two, but it looks like they came from both sides. So this is definitely a little concerning to see all of the Risen here in the Lion's Arch, just basically running free through the city. But currently we have the Vigil, the Order of Whispers, and the Priory all in the city, and they are defending the city from different angles. So let's go ahead and come up here and help the Lion Guard, who are also defending the city alongside the three orders, and hopefully we can try to push back any Risen invaders inside the city. There's the Abomination's dead, where I actually died once and I almost died a second time, which is disastrous. But let's get Traherne up, and it looks like we have 3 more areas over here we have to protect, where I really love the look of these carts. And wow, it's like a serpent on the front of that one.
The Risen must have traveled through the canals and taken them by surprise.
The Risen must have traveled through the canals and taken them by surprise. Where with the structure of Old Lion's Arch, there's definitely a lot of nooks and crannies that Risen can be hiding out in, and it's definitely a little bit of a harder location to defend. Where let's go ahead and try to finish this brood, get a nice backstab in. And then let's come this way, where we have some children over here.
to meet us! Look out! Here they come again!
Zaitan's servants will be approaching by water. Be cautious here.
So we have a group of 3 here. So let's try, oh, a group of 4? They're just coming at all the angles. I keep seeing like some coming from like one direction, and then there's some that happen to be behind us. So this is definitely challenging. Let's kill the Risen Crate to Demas, or how we pronounce that, I never learned.
One more area to check.
I know where the
Now we have to go up towards the bank. Let's try to heal up.
Mama said, trust him, trust him. He's got
A lot of citizens just running around everywhere, so it's definitely chaotic. There's a robber.
Taking advantage of the city's chaos. We must stop them.
Hang on. These guys aren't playing cards. They're just meddlers.
Well then, let's meddle them. This money's ours. No, it can't end this way.
So it looks like we have some people who were trying to be opportunistic here with trying to steal money from the bank, but we were able to stop them here. Or I guess technically it looks like the Risen were able to stop them, except for the one robber in the center here. So kind of an unfortunate death for these individuals, but maybe they should have fled the city instead of trying to steal people's money with the threat of the Risen.
We should return to the preceptors.
Let's go back down this way across this very cool bridge, and let's meet back up with the Order Whispers. They all just appeared there, and more are appearing.
There were creatures in the city, but Traherne and I destroyed them before they did much damage.
Well done, Lightbringer. The other operatives are still finishing up, but I suspect they'll find the same.
Preceptor, it's time to face reality. The Order of Whispers can't be expected to hold back Zaitan alone. We need to exploit our connections.
I agree. Preceptor Dawn, I know you have leverage on many talented individuals. I suggest you put it to use.
Ben Tenstrikes refuses to divulge my whereabouts to my father, so the Ministry has tossed him into prison for his trouble. He'd help us if he still lives.
I have an alternative, Preceptor. We are currently sheltering an Asuran scientist named Gore. His inventions would be an advantage.
Both are sound plans. Lightbringer, I want you to recruit one of them. Your choice.
Whichever you decide, I'm going with you. You could use the help, and I owe it to Tybalt.
Good luck, Lightbringer. We're all counting on you.
So we have 2 different options here. One is to recruit Ben Tenstrikes, and one is to recruit Gore, and you should recognize both of these characters if you have been watching my Let's Play series of Guild Wars 2, where Gore is from the Asuran person story, whom we helped out a long time ago, and Ben Tenstrikes is from the Order Whispers person story, which we did a little bit more recently. And I think I'm going to go ahead and pick Ben Tenstrikes to help. Where Gore is cool as well, but I feel like Ben Tenstrikes will be nice for us to recruit, especially since this character has more of a connection to him than we do with Gore. So let's go ahead and try to figure out how to reach him, where we need to find out where Ben is being held, and we have the passwords the soldiers use, so let's go ahead and break him out. Don't use the beetle gun gates, find an opening in the irrigation pipes, and follow them to the west side.
I'm so glad you want to help Ben. He'll be so happy to see us.
Return soon, Lightbringer. We can keep things safe here. For now.
Let's go ahead and chat with Traherne, where he says, "Thank you for taking the time to talk with me at this Shadow Claw. I am grateful for it. I should thank you for your help on Claw Island. I wish I could have done more. It was a travesty. Let me come with you and lend my aid. We'll avenge them and save the city."
You can't do this alone. I'll stand with you.
And let's go ahead and pick maybe this dagger. And we just leveled up to level 63, and let's go ahead and head towards Beetleton, where we just got an exotic dagger, which is really cool. So we just got 2 brand new daggers. So let's go ahead, come here, and let's put the exotic one there, and then, oh, we actually got a sword and not a dagger. I think I clicked the wrong thing, but we have this new upgraded dagger, which is cool. Wish we have not been to Beetleton on this character, so we're going to go ahead and start off at Shaymore, the single waypoint that we have in Queensdale, which we unlocked when we created the character, so we can teleport to the starting area if you wanted to, and we can go ahead and just run across the entire map and get towards our story objective. Here we are at the Beetleton Farms, and of course we have this really fun pipe system here where we have an entrance into Beetleton that we can go ahead and run through. Maybe I'll jump over instead of going through the main entrance, which of course we can run through the pipes this way. Let's go ahead and do Early Pearl, where I really love this concept art. This is so cool looking. But here we are at the back entrance to Beetleton with Traherne.
Traherne, good to see you. Before we begin, breaking someone out of prison doesn't bother you, does it?
Although I do not lightly break the law, our need is desperate. The legate minister will simply have to forgive.
Forgiving isn't one of Minister Cardicus's strengths. We'll need to be sharp, and we'll need to be cautious. We need to get in, but the entrance is guarded. If they raise an alarm, the operation is over before it begins. Stay close to me, and keep quiet.
So we need to bluff the gate guards in order to get through the side gate here, where the pipes only took us that far. So now we have to go ahead and try to sneak our way in. So Hot, state your name and intent. We're your relief or just seeking shelter for the night. I think the first one up here is maybe the more likely story. Turn back, town's closed by order of Legate Minister Codicus. Closed. Why? The minister's daughter got kidnapped. It's not safe here. Thanks for the warning. Maybe we should say we're your relief. Are you dense? We've hardly been out here 2 hours. Don't question the Legate minister's orders, soldier. The minister hired you? I didn't mean to get in your way. Get out of here. Okay, so I guess that one actually worked. So now we have to sneak across Beetleton, where there's some mercenaries and some mercenary attack hounds.
Look at those guards. They're jumpy, watchful, far more than usual. Those aren't ordinary ministry guards. The minister knows something. If a guard spots us, he'll call for others. We would do well to avoid them entirely.
So it looks like Beetleton is in a lockdown, and there's our objective. So we have a little bit of a stealth mission here. So hopefully Traherne can stay close. And let's try to sneak our way this way, where there are some mercenaries just hanging out that will attack us on sight. And then if you get too close to these ones, it might spell disaster for us. So let's wait for this mercenary to get by. And let's come up this way. Let's go into the field here and maybe follow... Oh no, don't follow the mercenary's path. Let's sneak around. Oh, go stealth. Okay, I'm in stealth right now. So we have this locked door right here. And I think we're under attack. Where we need to unlock the... Okay, we're no longer doing a stealth mission and we're just going to kill everybody. Okay, let's try to AoE them down as best as we can. There's going to be more people attacking us in just a moment, and I might actually die from this. So you have 2 different ways that you can do this mission, and I tried to do it one way, and we were kind of finishing it with the second way. And let's kill this mercenary before she gets too far. And then we have this one here, which I think might be the last one attacking us, which is good. I think that's all. Let's come to the locked door. And then this door has an alphabetical lock with 5-letter sliders. What word Minister Codicus use as a password? Maybe to me? Crown. There we go. So it looks like we had a jailer doing some cooking in here, or 2 of them. So let's go ahead and fight them. And we have Ben 10 strikes, which I think that yell came from upstairs. So we're fighting in very close corners, as you can, or I guess maybe more accurately cannot see right now. Let's come up here. We are a very large char with very large wings. And we have Interrogator Thaddeus Knox, a very cool name. Let's go ahead, just stab him 50 times, and then we should be able to complete this story mission. Where Benton Strikes is on the ground in the corner there, and Traherne is kind of just vibing right now. Just vibing.
I ain't telling you where she is. Go ahead, hit me again. It just tickles.
Easy, Ben. We're friends. Nobody's hurting you anymore. We're getting you out of here.
You. I know you. You're from the Order. Good to know. They haven't totally forgotten about me.
Not a chance. Demi sends her regards, by the way. Come on. Let's go thank her together.
Demi. Brave, clever girl. Couldn't let her stay in a place like this. Where's Tybalt? He should be here.
He should. He'd be here if he could. Now come on. Time enough for questions later.
His wounds are severe. Ben may be impressive, but he can't fight like this. We'll have to fight for him. You go first and clear the way. I'll follow with Ben.
You know what? For once in my life, I'm not in the mood for a fight.
So now we need to do the reverse of what we just did. So let's come out of the house here and let's sneak here, where maybe we will not be doing the reverse.
The east watch post has been breached. We've got rats in the town.
There's rats in the town.
The guards seem to have been doubled.
Sneak. Point to point. Keep under cover. That's how we do it.
I'll stay with 10 strikes. You move ahead. Signal us when the coast is clear.
Okay, so it looks like we can actually do the thing backwards. So we have to sneak this way, and I thought they were going to wait for us. But maybe we can sneak out this way, where there's a mercenary that's going to be on the bridge right here. And maybe we have to like come down this way a little. Okay, looks like we lost those mercenaries back there. And there's going to be this one on the left that attacks us, and the one on the right as well. Oh, I accidentally went into the circle there, but we can just sprint out of here. Let's get back down to the shoreline, and we see Ben and Traherne behind us on the mini-map there. And we might have to kill the mercenary, but it looks like we escaped. So let's go ahead and have another chat.
That wasn't my smoothest exit ever, but I won't complain. I owe you two my life. Ask for anything in my power, and it's yours.
I hope you mean that, Ben. Zaitan's forces threaten Lion's Arch. Claw Island's already been overrun, and Tybalt died to save our lives.
Son of a gun. Never thought old Tibbs would go out a hero. I like that guy, though. He always made me laugh.
We need you and your mercenaries. Zaitan will be ready for the orders, but you're a wild card it can't predict.
You know my weak point. Completely unnecessary flattery. Let me get my wounds tended. Then I'll pull my mercs together. We'll be there.
Thank you, Ben. I knew we could count on you. See you on the docks at Lion's Arch.
Lightbringer, the Orions are firmly entrenched. It will be incredibly difficult to regain Claw Island.
We can't give up hope, Traherne.
I haven't. In fact, I'm counting on hope to lead the way. To that end, we should ask for wisdom from the Pale Tree. If anyone knows how to defeat Zaitan, it is the Mother. Meet me at the Grove, and we'll speak with her before the battle. The Order has a ship waiting downriver to take Ben to safety. We should journey west. Meet me in the Grove, and we'll speak with the Pale Tree.
So we have two different options here for a reward. Let's go ahead and pick the harpoon gun. And we currently have 2 spears, which is why I wanted to pick that. And let's equip that, so now we can have a harpoon gun and a spear. But we have completed this story mission, which I think is going to be where we leave off on this character for now, because we now have a light in the darkness. So now we are on my Vigil character, my human guardian, and let's go ahead and read our mail. War Master, news of the death of Mighty Forgo has been a blow to us all. I am deeply saddened to hear it, and I know you must be suffering. But now, with Zaitan on our shores and the city of Lion's Arch threatened, the vigil is needed more than ever. We are regrouping at Fort Mariner to lend our efforts to the city's immediate defense. Your orders are to rendezvous there and lead a contingent of soldiers into battle. The vigil needs our courage. Tyria needs your knowledge of our enemy's weakness. Be strong. General Almora, Soulkeeper. So, of course, we have Fort Mariner right here, and let's go ahead and enter into this story mission and view the aftermath of Claw Island from the perspective of a member of the Vigil. Many soldiers all around here.
Left, right, left.
They still have time for drills, of course. And old Fort Mariner is definitely a really cool looking area. But let's go ahead and come into the war room here, where we have our friends.
Just off the coast. It's a small force, but substantial enough for concern.
Zaitan's overconfident, assuming Claw Island was the only thing standing between its army and Lion's Arch.
Then it's our job to show the dragon how wrong it was. At ease, War Master. I heard what happened at Claw Island. The Lion Guard? No. The whole city owes you a debt of honor.
I just did my duty, ma'am. Forgel was the brave one. He gave his life to save us.
He will be remembered as one of the Vigil's great heroes. And he will be dearly missed.
Forgel's sacrifice held them back, but it was your bravery that led us to safety, my friend. I am grateful to you. If I can aid in this defense, War Master, I'm at your service.
You took out enough of Zaitan's forces to stop the imminent attack on Lion's Arch, but the dragon won't pause for long. There are reports of undead landing up and down the coast, likely an attempt to soften the city's perimeter. We need to organize the Vigil's forces and defend the beach. Come, let's review the troops.
As you breathe out, pull the trigger.
Crusaders! Forces of the Elder Dragon Zaitan stand on the very threshold of Lion's Arch. If Lion's Arch falls, the nations of Tyria will not be far behind. Fight for your homes. Fight for your families. This is what we've trained for. This is what we've bled for. This is what we will die to defend. We will hold this ground. We are the Vigil.
You can't do this alone. I'll stand with you.
So it looks like the beach is currently under attack as Laranthir and General Almora Soulkeeper run out here, and you can see some Risen starting to come up out of the bay, where we have this arrow card here that we can use if you wanted, and it looks like it can reach all the way down there. So maybe we should have a little bit of fun and just use the arrow card to pelt the enemies as they come up, but I feel like it's not doing too much. So let's go ahead and join the Vigil troops marching down to the beach and help them out with this battle, where there's a lot more Risen here now. So this is definitely going to be a lot of Risen we have to kill. Let's go ahead and try to group them up and start AoEing them down, and that is so satisfying. Zaitan's Bane completed. We have killed 1,000 members of Zaitan's army, where I think this might be the first Slayer achievement we have gotten, which I believe is also the first Slayer achievement I got in Guild Wars 2 way back when, where I've completed them all now, of course. But because of how the personal story is, you definitely fight a ton of Risen in the story, so you can go ahead and get this achievement pretty easily if you just progress through the personal story. We have some troops that are falling onto the beach right now, but there we go, we got that plague carrier out of the way, and there are just a ton of Risen coming in. But this is a really cool sight with Old Lion's Arch and everything we can see around us, where we can see the fields and we can see that cool building and Fort Mariner, and across the bay we can see more of Lion's Arch as well. Another Risen brute all the way over here, just slowly walking in. I feel like this might be the last one of this group of Risen attacking Lion's Arch. So let's go ahead and finish him off. There we go, and another abomination has appeared, so let's go ahead and deal with this one. And oh, he just knocked us back as well as everyone else, but everyone is just swarming to this one abomination. Because of that, he easily got 25 stacks of frenzy, where he attacks faster and for more damage. So he is definitely a concerning foe to fight, but should be easy enough. And now we can go ahead and run over here where General Almora Soulkeeper was leading us from afar, and we can go ahead and chat with her.
Well done, soldiers. That should thin out the undead and take pressure off Lion's Arch for a while longer.
The Vigil bought us time, but not advantage. The undead don't get weary, and they have an almost unending supply of troops. We must retake Claw Island and drive Zaitan from these shores. General Soulkeeper, there are many brave souls throughout Tyria who may be willing to lend a hand, if the Vigil reached out to them.
True. A few come to mind. A known called Fibar has been making his name in the tournaments. Fights like a rabid drake. I also know two fine Char soldiers that I've been trying to recruit for years. Snarl and Galena. They'd be a tremendous help.
Those sound promising. I could go, ma'am, and speak on behalf of the Order.
Good initiative. Pick one or the other, and do your best to bring them aboard. Meanwhile, I'll return to Vigil Keep and rally our Crusaders there.
Whatever you decide, I'm going with you. You need the help, and I owe it to Forgal.
We can see the Vigil just patrolling the beach right there, and now we have a choice where, as a member of the Vigil, we can go ahead and recruit Fibhar or Snarl and Galena, where these are also some pretty cool characters. Where Fibhar we will know from chapter 2 of the Char personal story from Sins of the Father, which we did a very long time ago. And Snarl and Galena are from chapter 1 of the Char personal story, but are only from the Iron Legion side of things, where I picked Ash Legion and Blood Legion. So they're two people who we did not meet in both of our Char personal stories. So maybe we can go ahead and meet them so we can kind of get to know them a little bit more. So let's go ahead and chat with Traherne, and I've made my decision. We should recruit the Gear Warband. So let's go ahead and pick up our reward, and we have a few different options here, and I think I don't want any of them, so I'll probably just sell that, and we leveled up to level 63, and we got an iron sword, which is cool, but I probably won't use. And let's go ahead and go to Bloodfin Lake, which is all the way over there. So we are going to go ahead and come here and make a little bit of a trip to get there. We have made it to our defense contract story mission, so let's go ahead and find Galena Edgecrusher up here.
As Keith did. But where she saw a dragon to fight, I saw a land to heal. At least Keith had a tangible target. I barely knew where to begin.
Traherne is really just having a day, but let's go ahead and chat with Galena at this very cool looking cannon.
Look at the enemy, you idiots, and keep firing. What?
Legionnaire Galena Edgecrusher.
What in Adelburn's gutted hide are you supposed to be? You don't look like reinforcements.
Better. I'm here with a challenge. Zaitan's undead army has taken Claw Island, and we need your skills to defeat them. General Soulkeeper says you're the best.
I am the best. But fight Zaitan? Mists and mortars. I've got my hands full with these ember spirits. I can't fight a dragon. My orders are to bombard that hill until that ash trash creeps up there and kills the shaman. At this rate, it could take months.
Where are they then? With your bombardment distracting the Flame Legion, it should be an easy matter to sneak up to that peak.
The Legion sent Snarl Backdraft to do the deed, but the lazy cur hasn't shown up. Wretched, good-for-nothing, soot-furred lout probably went swimming.
You stay here and keep the bombardment going. We'll look for Snarl. He may have run into something he can't handle.
We? There is no we, Twiggy. I'm not interested in a waterlogged ash deserter. Do whatever you please.
So let's search the lake for Snarl and his warband. So let's go ahead and let them continue to bombard the Flame Legion, and let's come into the lake where there's some armored fish and some gopher fish down here. And I think we are going to want to find the entrance to this cave over here, if I were to guess. So let's go ahead and swim this way. And let's go ahead and swim into the sunken halls of Clarent, which is a really cool location that I loved exploring when we did map completion here. There's a blade jaw. Is this just the name of a type of fish, or is this like a unique fish with this very special name? Let's go ahead and just kill him for fun here. performs bleeding attacks, and we can go ahead and light him on fire while we are underwater. Let's go ahead and swim up here, where there are a bunch of separatists.
Must be down here somewhere.
So this is a little bit of a stealth mission, I guess. We're kind of like sneaking our way in here, which is kind of funny since we just did a stealth mission as a member of the Order of Whispers. But we're just going to go ahead and just run through this entire area and just kill them all. I think that's probably the easier method here. So let's go ahead and kill the Separatist Basher, and we just got bashed there. And then we have some Stormcallers, and I don't see Snarl and his warband just yet. And there we go with them. Give ourselves some swiftness. Let's look around this corner. There they are. So it looks like they got pinned in by the Separatists. So let's go ahead and clear this group, and then let's go ahead and meet up with Snarl and see if we can maybe launch an offensive against the Flame Legion.
Finally free. All the dumb luck. We were looking for Flame Legion and found a hidden base of Separatist punks.
So let's defeat the Separatists and their leader, where maybe we should have killed the Separatists as we came in here. I wasn't really considering that option, but let's go ahead and just defeat all of them, where I don't see any more groups coming in, but all the ones over there ran this way. So I think this veteran might be their leader. Let's try to group up the last few. Now we just have the veteran left. A couple more hits should do it, and now we can go ahead and meet up with Snarl properly.
Ha! Stupid Separatists. Getting in the way of me killing Flame Legion. Seriously, I hate those guys.
Glad to help. You're Snarl Backdraft, right? General Soulkeeper says you're one of the finest scouts in the Ash Legion. The Vigil need your skills, Snarl. Zaitan's armies overran Claw Island, and we need help to drive them back.
Claw Island? No! I was raised in Lion's Arch. There's no way I'm letting the city fall. Help me with this shaman, and I'll gladly join your fight.
That's excellent news. Do you think you can convince Galena to help us as well?
That squeaky old crankshaft? Well, for Lion's Arch, I suppose I can put up with anything. Sure, I can make it happen. Now come on, we've got a shaman to roll before we move out. There's a dry path out over there, but watch it. There's flame at the top of those stairs.
So let's go ahead and leave through the dry path, and let's go ahead and deal with the Flame Legion, where I love the look of this area. So beautiful, but this is not the path we want to go. But this path is really cool. Let's sneak back this way, and I think it's like a staircase up, if I recall correctly. Let's sneak around here, where it's very interesting that the Separatists were hanging out in these catacombs. So let's find the Flame Legion Shaman. So now we are back out here, and we are now behind the Flame Legion that are being bombarded by the Blood Legion warband down there. So we can go ahead and come up here where there's a bunch of embers, and we need to fight the shaman who is appearing right there, it looks like.
Defend yourself.
Eric's Infernus. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce that name, but let's go ahead and deal with him. So let's go ahead and just buff all of our allies up here. It looks like one of our Ash Legion spies has died, and we have the Blood Legion over there that are holding off the embers, which is good. So now the Flame Legion Shaman is at half health. Let's go ahead. Can we stun him like that? Okay, looks like it was like a tiny stun. He can launch S, so we need to be a little careful of that. Be careful of the flame line, and I think we got it down pretty well. Should not be too challenging. Basically nothing in the personal story is too challenging, especially with like different balance changes over the years. But let's go ahead and finish off this shaman. Maybe we can pick up something right there, it kind of looks like, but we also baited the flame wall onto our ally there almost. So let's go ahead and now speak with Galena Edgecrusher. Remember, we should resurrect the 2 Ash Legion scouts. And it looks like with the death of this shaman, the 2 embers over there, or however many embers are over there, have disappeared. So it looks like we have successfully taken this hill, and the Ash Legion and the Blood Legion have been successful. But let's go ahead, go back to this really cool looking cannon that I really like this cannon a lot. And I wonder if this is like elsewhere in the game, because I'm not really remembering seeing this too often. But let's go ahead and chat with the Galena Edge Crusher.
Chalk up another dead fool of a flame to the Ash Legion.
To you? Oh, you glorified sneak thief. You'd never have gotten him without my bombardment.
Oh, you think so? Care to make a bet on that fur bucket? What say we go somewhere and see who tallies more enemy kills?
I'll take that bet back, Draft. You're as good as beaten. Name the place.
Claw Island outside of Lion's Arch. Oh, I see you've heard what happened there. Good. Then you know what we're in for. Unless you're too scared.
Scared? Me? I'll pile those undead muzzle high, Backdraft. I'll see you at Claw Island, and we'll count our kills.
I have a request. We should visit the Pale Tree. The Mother has knowledge we shall need in the days ahead.
Of course, Traherne. I think that would be wise.
Such brave people willing to risk so much. But do we even have a chance at victory?
And there we go, almost level 64. So let's go ahead and equip the spear. What do we have equipped here? We have a spear and a trident, so let's go in the first slot then. So we keep the trident. And now we have the story mission, A Light in the Darkness, where I'm very close to level 64. I kind of just want to go level up really quickly. Where now, let's go ahead and explore the aftermath of Claw Island from the perspective of a member of the Dermot Priory. Let's go ahead and check our mail from Steward Gix, Assemble, and Lion's Arch. Rumors from Lion's Arch are running rampant. The Priory has heard of the fall of Claw Island and of your bravery there. Already, a contingent of explorers are speaking with the Commodore to ensure that citizens can evacuate. It seems we must plan for the worst. I need you to assemble with the others at the Dermot Memorial and Lion's Arch. The knowledge to defeat the Elder Dragons is out there. It must exist, and we must find it. Steward Gix. So let's go ahead and find the Dermot Memorial, which is located right up here, and we can go ahead and begin the story mission, The Ghost Rite. Here is Gix with Traherne and a bunch of members of the Priory, and let's go ahead and chat with him.
Magister, is it true? Siren, she's really dead.
It's true, Gix. I'm sorry. But at least she went out bravely. Because of her sacrifice, the survivors reached Lion's Arch.
I'd always hoped Siren would learn responsibility. But not like this. She was a turnip-brained, leaf-loving hero. And she will be missed.
Siren's courage provided opportunity. But your bravery led us to safety, my friend. I owe you a great debt, Magister.
You may not be a member of the Priory, Traherne, but you know more about the Oriens than anyone in Tyria. What do you recommend?
These undead are commanded by a powerful wraith. He'll remain hidden while his minions carry out the slaughter.
So, we must discover the unseen, I believe the Priory has an artifact that will aid us. An idol of Balthazar, the human god of war, murder, etc., etc. It can transform one individual. The more you kill, the more powerful you become, until your enemy can no longer hide from you. But it is risky.
I'll do it. Siren was never afraid to take risks. She gave us a chance to protect the city, and I plan to do exactly that.
So let's enter the ritual circle. So let's go ahead and come in here. We're mobilized.
How does this stump sorcel thing work anyway? Stand still, everyone. One wrong move and we're all shish kebabs.
Steward Gix, I don't feel so well.
I told you not to move. Blast it. Well, we can manage with one less. Everyone, concentrate.
She does not feel well indeed.
It worked. There wasn't a doubt in my mind. Go! Unleash righteous extermination!
can't do this alone. I'll stand with you.
So we just sacrificed 2 members of the Priory, and it looks like 2 more have gone mad, but now we are a super powerful, like Super Saiyan Balthazar avatar. So let's go ahead, come over here, and we have a bunch of Risen that we can go ahead and just slay. And we have a special tool set here with Balthazar's Blade, Triumph, and Fury, or Fury and Triumph. Then we have Balthazar's Advance, where we can dash forward and relieve a line of fire on the ground. Balthazar's Judgment Smasher falls into the ground, opening them up for Balthazar's Mercy, which we can then bring like a giant like meteor down on them. And then we have Balthazar's Breath, spew forth a torrent of flames, and Balthazar's Fist, launch a gigantic fireball that explodes on impact and incinerates multiple foes. And we have a Lich Thaddeus Ghostwright. So let's go ahead and run up here. A ton of Risen behind him, and it looks like we cannot engage him yet. So just a ton of Risen, but because of how powerful we are able to deal with them very, very easily. Where we do look pretty cool, and I really like the sword that we have. And just get that flame line down. And there's more and more and more coming up from the beach. But we can also use our Necromancer utility skills while we do this as well, which is nice. And we might be dying here. Let's go ahead and try to continue fighting them. And looks like the Risen is here now. Or the Lich was doing something. I don't know what he was doing. He just ran away. But gain power through the slaughter of your enemies. There he is again, Thaddeus Ghostwright. So it looks like he's coming in and out of the battle. Let's go ahead and continue fighting the Risen all around here. There's just so many Risen. But this is kind of fun though, because of how powerful we are. We can just like easily kill so many Risen, and it's kind of like a massive brawl right now. But that is a ton of abominations. So let's go ahead and heal up as they all charge towards us. And let's see if we can handle this threat. Let's go ahead and try to kill this Risen here so we can rally. And then let's kill this Risen potentially. We might have to respawn and come back into the battle because it looks like even the power of like, oh, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Okay, let's pop everything. Pop everything. Line. Line. Oh wait, this is the line. Just breathe fire on them. Okay, next time we get down, we are dead. Let's move out from that position. Let's try to run back this way. And it looks like many members of the Priory have fallen. We do still have some line guard here. Let's retry from a checkpoint, and it looks like we are very far away. And it looks like there are a ton of undead just appearing here as well, so let's go ahead and deal with them. This is very interesting that they just came all the way over here. But I guess it makes it a little bit easier for us because we can easily kill these undead without having them bother us at all. But it looks like more and more and more are still appearing. So maybe we can sit here for a little bit while our like resurrection debuff, what is it? Down penalty, that's what it's called, deteriorates a little bit. So we can now strike down the ghost, this Lich right here. So let's go ahead and start dealing damage to him. And if we are able to defeat him, I would assume the Risen are going to fall back a little bit because their primary commander will have been defeated. Let's go ahead and just try to use every ability we can, and he just runs perfectly down our flame line there.
Well done, Magister. You channeled the idol's power without turning into a ravaging, blood-crazed psychopath. Ah, I may not have mentioned that particular side effect. Well, never mind. Good job.
The idol is incredibly strong. Can we use it against the Vanguard at Claw Island?
Sadly, no. The human god of mass murder is not a deity that likes to use the same tactic twice. The idol's no longer enchanted.
Not long ago, an associate of mine, Tegwin, was trapped in ore. Since her return, she's been training Sylvari to fight the Orions. We could use their help.
It's also possible that my researchers have finished their most recent project. They were modifying a sonic weapon we captured from the dredge.
Those both sound like good ideas. Manpower or firepower? Give me a moment to think before I decide.
Whatever you decide, I'm going with you. You need the help, and I owe it to Siren. If you need to know something, I can help, but I'll leave the commanding to the experts.
Leave the commanding to the experts. So let's go ahead and figure out what exactly we want to do here, where we can go ahead and either try to figure out the sonic machine, which is going to be related to like chapter 3 of the Norn personal story, I believe, or we can go ahead and meet up with Tegwin, which we have Karis and Tegwin from the Sylvari personal story from chapter 3 of the Sylvari personal story. And I think I want to go ahead and go down that route because those two individuals are very, very cool people. And of course, we had a lot of fun interacting with them in the personal story. And I think it would be nice because in that personal story, it was them, S and Traherne. So we can go ahead and have a little bit of a reunion. So let's go ahead and chat with Gix based on harmonics. Interesting. Or Traherne, actually, can they hold their own in a fight? Whereas go ahead and recruit Sylvari to our cause. The ghost rite completed, and we can go ahead and pick something. Maybe I'll just pick that. And we have a new skin unlocked. And let's go ahead and speak with Tegwin about her time in ore. So we need to come all the way over here. So we have a few different waypoints we could go through. And I'm thinking we could just run through Bloodtide Coast. So let's go ahead and just make the long trip down there, where we've had to make a long trip in every single one of these episodes because we keep going to places that I explored on other characters than the one that I'm currently doing the story on. So it looks like we need to come down here to this campsite, which I really love this campsite in Guild Wars 2, and I highlighted it in a recent video. Let's go ahead and grab this waypoint really quickly here at Bogside Camp, and let's go ahead and do the story mission Shards of Ore, where I always comment about the concept art, and that one was very cool.
It is an honor to see you again.
Tegwin, Karis, I'm glad to see you both, but I come with urgent news. You are needed.
It's Ore again, isn't it? Oh no, what's happened now?
After we saved our village, Karis and I felt the call to continue fighting against Ore. It has become our wild hunt.
A proud duty. Tegwin, I'm sure you remember the mirror that washed up on the beach near the village of Anwin.
I remember it. I also remember how its magic forced me into Ore, and the terrors I saw in that dark land.
I didn't like Ore at all. It felt like Zaitan's teeth were closing around me the whole time we were there. But we're safe here, right?
I'm sorry, Karis, but that's no longer true. Zaitan has attacked Lion's Arch. Claw Island has fallen and the city may be next.
Oh no! Oh, tumbling turnips! Lion's Arch? It can't be.
Tegwin, you and Karis have seen the dragon's evil firsthand. We need you to be part of the Derman Priory's effort to save the city.
Traherne, I want to help, but we have duties here. There's a champion of Zaitan in this swamp, and we've sworn to destroy her.
Then we'll help. We'll enter the swamp with you and clear it out for good.
So let's go ahead and defeat the Undead Swarm, where we can see some of the Sylvari, these Wild Hunt Valiants that Karis and Tegwin have been training. So let's go ahead and help them out with this live action situation that they are in with just a bunch of Arisen. So of course we are just progressing more and more of our hypothetical Risen Slayer achievement, which we have completed. But I would love to see like a statistics page one day that shows me like how many Risen specifically I have defeated, because we killed at least 1,000, but now we have killed more than 1,000, and maybe at the end of this Let's Play series we will have killed like 20,000 Risen or something, and I think that would be a fun statistic to look at. It's funny that we've completed this achievement and we haven't even made it to Or yet, the main stronghold of the Risen that has a ton of Risen all around it. So we definitely have more and more and more fighting against these enemies in our future. This is also the area where we fought the Amber Jungle Worm, if you remember that episode, quite a long time ago now. Let's go ahead, stab this thrall a little bit, and we can destroy the second undead swarm over here. So we have killed the first one successfully, and we have some of the Wild Hunt Valiants staying back there, and we have some pushing forward with us. Let's go ahead, give ourselves some swiftness, and let's push towards this group that are attacking this mosquito. Let's go ahead, throw down our Plague Lands, and maybe we can go into Shroud form and just use some of our AoE abilities to try to get this group down quick. And I'm willing to bet there's going to be some more that spawn right here. Risen Thrall. Let's go ahead and throw that down. We probably did not need that. Destroy the final undead swarm, and it looks like it is inside of the Savaria area over here, so let's run back this way. A very gorgeous area where I love all the waterfalls right here, but what I don't love are the Risen attacking this place. So let's go ahead and continue doing what we did with the 2 previous swarms and defeat this swarm, where the second one was actually pretty easy compared to the first one. The first one had like a ton of undead, and it looks like this is all of the undead right here, where it looks like we have successfully cleared them all. And let's go ahead and chat.
Listen, do you hear that? It's their master, Zaitan's lieutenant. She's the one that drives these attacks. Her name is Herbosa the Wretched, and she's quite creepy. Mold in your mouth creepy. Once she's defeated, the undead will scatter.
Ready your weapons. That scream is getting closer.
That sounds creepy indeed. Herbosa the Wretched all the way up there. So let's go ahead, run this way, and engage in a battle where she has the high ground, but let's go ahead and just throw everything down that we can, but of course she runs out of it. So let's go ahead and go into Shroud, and let's connect ourselves to this enemy and start dealing a ton of damage directly towards her. Alright, she has no other undead around her right now. Maybe I should knock on wood, but it seems like we should be able to kill this boss pretty easily. There we go.
Farewell, Herbosa. May your spirit find rest in the mists.
The mists, which are far from the dragon. Very, very far. Lucky Herbosa, really.
Thank you for aiding us. At last I feel the abatement of my wild hunt's call. The danger here is over.
Tegwin, you and Karis have seen what Zaitan can do firsthand. We need you, and those like you, to come and fight.
Ever since our first journey into Or, Sylvari from the Caledon Forest have sought us out, wanting to defeat Zaitan. You fought with them today. They're a stalwart group, and loyal. If Karis and I aid you, they'll come as well.
A unit of battle-trained Sylvari with experience in Or. What more could we ask for? Thank you. We'll see you in Lion's Arch.
I'm concerned. The Orions are entrenched. It will be incredibly difficult to regain Claw Island.
We can't give up hope, Traherne.
I haven't lost hope. In fact, I'm counting on hope to lead the way. I feel that we should ask for wisdom from the Pale Tree. If anyone knows how to defeat Zaitan, it is the Mother. Meet me at the Grove, and we'll speak with her before the battle.
So we can go ahead and meet with Traherne in the Grove, as we've seen with the last 2 different story missions that we have completed. Let's go ahead, pick the spear, I think, and then we can go ahead and equip that. We leveled up to level 62, which is fun. So let's go ahead and equip. Wow, our trident is very bad, but we have the spear now that I might put right there. And now we can go ahead and do a light in the darkness, but that is going to be for next episode, as we have explored the aftermath of Claw Island on all 3 of our primary characters right now. with the Order of Whispers, the Vigil, and now the Priory. For next episode, we can look at completing A Light in the Darkness, and we can look towards recapturing Claw Island for the Lion Guard and as a member of the 3 different orders. So next episode should be a pretty long episode and a pretty fun episode. For this one was also pretty long, and the last one was also pretty long. But chapter 6 of the personal story is really, really cool with a lot of stuff going on. And I hope you enjoyed watching this episode, and I hope you all are taking good care of yourselves. Remember, as always, to drink some water, check your posture, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time in the world of Tyria. Goodbye.